Keyboard Exchange International.
Sweet sounding organ.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
What does this remind you of, this particular 1963 B3?
Well, actually, it reminds me of an organ that I actually selected for my own church, New Life Church of Orlando, Church of God in Christ.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's serving me quite well. As you know, these are some of my favorite years from '63. Moving forward. So.
I like to tell people there's 3 eras.
Yes.
You have the 55 to 60 maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and then 61 to 65, and then 65 to 74.
Exactly.
And we call them eras, E-R-A, I think that word would be spelled, where the factory produced organs that had a slightly different tone quality than the previous era. And that had a lot to do with the parts suppliers.
Exactly.
They were still using capacitors of the same value. They were still using a lot of the same actual parts. The schematic doesn't really change. It's just this parts. Because let's face it, you're making the same product for like 20 years.
Exactly.
And parts suppliers call it, oh, we don't have those wax capacitors anymore. What we're going to send you, and what we recommend, is this new thing we've come up with. They're mylar-coated capacitors,
Yes.
the same value as the old paper and wax covered ones, but they're going to be a little crisper sounding.
Yes.
Well, they probably didn't even know that.
They probably didn't even know yet.
But what we know is that over the years, the paper and wax, they kind of mellowed out a little bit. But that's kind of cool, too.
Yeah, and believe it or not, even the feel, from me playing a 70s to playing a mid-60s is a different feel. Just like you said, it might have been, and that's even slightly different from the 50s era, as far as the keys.
Yeah. Now, you could attribute that to the springiness of the metal.
Mm-hmm. Just like you say, it could be
some of the felt.
Yeah,
some of the felt. I don't know if they're getting wool off of a sheep, but maybe, or maybe it's cotton. I don't even know what felts are made. What are felts made of? We'll get back to you on that. But little subtle things changed over the years, and that's like a lot of the fun that you and I have when we get something off the truck. You go to someone's home, like I used to do, and pick it up from the original family that owned it.
Exactly.
Which we should say thank you to the families that have preserved these instruments in their homes, and that they have found us on YouTube or our website, and they hear us say that when you are ready to downsize, or you don't have anyone in the family that would like to keep the organ, then please, please, please give us a call and let us buy it from you. Sell it to us so that we can find a new good home for it, like it's been in your home all these years. Randolph, these families, they have cherished these instruments. And we travel far and wide.
Oh, yes.
And if we can't travel there ourselves, we'll get a professional moving company to go to somebody's house and pick it up in California or Washington State, anywhere within the lower 48 states.
Yeah, which, to mention another thing, a lot of times we're on the road and we're going to pick them up, and you'd be surprised. The tears, it's usually an emotional moment, but they have tears of joy. We're glad we found Keyboard Exchange. We're glad that this instrument is going somewhere where it'll be appreciated and cared for properly. And so,
there's the appreciation part, but there's also the sadness of it leaving their home. It's been a part of their family. Mm-hmm. So it's both.
Yes.
Because we've gotten both verbalized explanations for the tears.
Yes.
And they often associate it with their mother or their grandmother or their father and all that. Yeah. So we digress a little bit here, but it's important for everyone to know that these instruments have been precious to many families. They are precious to us because we just love to play them and the way they sound. And now they can be put into new homes. Oftentimes, I'd say it's about 80% of the organs we sell go into churches,
Yes.
because it's like, even after 50 years of major manufacturers trying to replicate the sound of this organ,
You just can't do it.
they can't. Well, they can, with 1 or 2 tones,
Right.
or maybe 3 or 4 tones. Like let's say there's a dozen, but they can't recreate the feel.
Right. The
Okay.
character, the real character.
Yeah, I like that word, the character, the essence of the instrument. It's like if you're a world-class violin player, you want to play a Stradivarius violin, and you talk to your orchestra in New York City and say, look, we need a Stradivarius. Oh, they'll say, well, those are $3 million. Whatever they are. I've heard crazy numbers, but why is that?
You just can't.
It's the quality.
Yes, that's right.
And they're 400 years old. These are only 60 years old on average.
Yeah, it's true.
So once they go through our shop, we get like 100 new electronic parts going in there and some new felts, whatever those felts are made out of.
They're like new or better than new in most cases.
Yes, thank you. A lot of the parts we do put in here are literally better than new. Always going to be as good as the originals, but time has passed, and we're looking for things that we can do to the organs that make them, like Randolph said, or as Randolph said, better than new. So, Randolph, we'd love for you to keep on playing if you'd be so kind.
Absolutely.
Play whatever you want. Play whatever the instrument inspires you to play.
Okay.
Because I find with like this one and one of the other ones you played this morning, when I sat down just to test them,
Yeah.
I didn't want to get off the bench. So have some fun.
Okay.
Let the good people know number 514 is a B3 from 1963, available to sell, and we can deliver it.
With a matching 122 Leslie.
Oh yeah, that's all rebuilt, new speakers, newly rebuilt motors, lots of new parts, grommets, bearings, belts. We have too much to tell the world, Brando, so let's do the rest of the talking with your playing, if you would please.
Okay.
Wow, Randolph! Once again, man, you blew me away.
Thank you.
This one is a screamer,
Oh yes.
and I could tell you were really enjoying it, because when you start getting louder and louder and louder,
Yes, sir.
and your left foot starts going, I'm like, he likes this one. This is gonna go on for a while.
Yeah, just like Mr. Jim mentioned, this is that particular one where I don't want to get up from.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it sounded great though.
Great job,
This is
but once
63, is that right?
63.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So beautiful
Once
sounding
again,
work.
great job to you for the
Yeah.
work
Oh.
that you and Bill is doing. Are doing. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all for the players, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching our video, and thank you also for helping keep the Hamptone Wheel B3 organ alive. We couldn't do all this work that we do here without you. And it would also help greatly if you could subscribe, like, ask for notifications for when we have new videos. That would be a big help for us. So we thank you once again. I'm signing off for now, but we will be back.